Now in this chapter, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at a shape tween. So I've got a file that we can work with. Let's start off by opening that up. I'm just going to go over to my File menu and choose Open. And you'll find it in the Chapter 2 folder of your project files called Aces Flaw. So let's bring that one in. And as you can see, we've just got kind of a simple ace playing card here. Now the first thing I wanted to talk about was the role of a shape tween, how it's going to be used inside your animation. It's sometimes best to start talking about a motion tween so we can understand the differences between the two. A motion tween is sometimes referred to as a transform tween, because that's basically what you're doing during the tweening process. You're taking a single object and you're transforming it somehow. Now that transformation might be a simple movement from one side of the screen to the other, or it could be a zoom or a rotation. But in each case, if you start off with an object, you're going to end up with the same object with something a little bit different about how it's been positioned or manipulated on the screen. Now in this case, if I took the playing card and did a motion tween on it, I would always end up with the ace of spades playing card when I was done. It might be in a different orientation, but it would still be the same graphic. Now that's where a shape tween comes in. A shape tween specifically allows you to change from one graphic to another. Now this could be a very subtle change, just a little shape change, or just a very small movement. Or you could use a shape tween to start with one shape and end up with a completely different shape. Now in most of your Flash animations, motion tweens are going to be just fine. And you'll find that you use motion tweens a lot more than you use shape tweens. But our shape tweens can really make a difference as far as effect when we want specifically to change the shape of the object. Now we can change anything about that shape. We can change the fill, we can change the fill color, even gradients inside the fill color. We can also shape tween strokes and a combination of fills and strokes. So it really opens up a lot of motion to us. Now, in this file, we want to take a look at what we have available to us. We start off with the ace of spades, but I've got a few other keyframes dropped in here. If we go to frame 2, you can see that now we're looking at the ace of diamonds, and we change to the ace of clubs, and finally to the ace of hearts. And in each case, if I move over to my normal selection tool, and we take a look at the suit, what we're seeing there is a shape. And of course, shape is referring specifically to a raw vector shape, whether it's a fill or a stroke.